The day after, and still so much to tackle. The head coach on Peyton Hillis's role.
I've got some good news.
His teammates come to Peyton's defense.
What?
And the professor handing out the report card.
I love this.
Also, your takes on yesterday's debacle.
Too much?
And more trouble for the Buckeyes. Will it ever end?
Sure.
The Seaman and Garson Sports Extra starts now.
Live from 1990 News. This is the Seaman Garson Sports Extra.
The young man was sick, and he didn't play, okay? And that's the end of it.
And that was about the 15th time Pat Shermer answered that question today. Peyton Hillis still at the center of the storm. Hey, everybody, Tony Zarella, thanks for tuning in. The head coach talked with us for about 25 minutes today. At least 21 of those minutes concerned Peyton Hillis. Not about his health, although I'm still going to get to that in just a bit. About his role in this offense. It's a legit question when your #1 running back, the guy who just a year ago was the face of this franchise, carries the ball only 10 times. Now, I understand things got out of hand in the second half, but even when this game was close, Hillis was invisible. So inquiring minds wanted to know today, is his role being diminished?
Absolutely not. I don't think that's I think that's a non-issue. I think Peyton needs to play most of the time. I think Peyton Hillis fits extremely well. So he played yesterday. He got the football. I'll tell you what, you know, I think it's important he touches the ball, and he did.
Well, he did sparingly. Bottom line, he's just not going to get the same amount of carries in this offense every week. But more than that, that report that claimed some of his teammates were questioning his toughness after sitting out the Dolphins game. Now, that was a dead issue until ESPN brought it back up, and Peyton's teammates would like to slam it back down.
I think Peyton's a big enough competitor where he wants to come out and play every weekend and every Sunday and wants to do well. I don't second guess his talent at all, and I think Peyton is one of the better backs in this league.
All right, Greg Little, Peyton's health may not be an issue. Joe Hayden's is our best defensive back on the shelf. For how long, nobody knows. With a sprained knee, he was seen wearing a brace today in Berea. And even Shermer admits Hayden will miss some time, maybe not game time. We caught up with TJ Ward tonight for his take.
I talked to him this morning. He got an MRI. It wasn't anything serious, so luckily it was just something that he'll hopefully get better from in the next week or two.
Whenever my number's called to come in and play, that's been my role. Last year I started 10 games. I'm very familiar with, you know, being a starter, so that'll be a smooth transition. So, you know, however they want to use me, whenever I'm needed, I'll be ready.
And the hits just keep on coming. Alex Mack, their Pro Bowl center, played the entire game yesterday with appendicitis. Talk about tough. He underwent emergency surgery today, and at least one of his teammates saw this coming.
I was over there last night watching Sunday Night Football with him, and he was talking about some issues then too, and I was like, oh, maybe it's maybe it's just something you ate, man. But wow, I don't expect him missing any time. So he's played with some injuries before, and I think he'll be all right. I'm not a doctor, but I know Alex.
I got to give Mack an A+ just for being able to show up to the stadium yesterday, much less snap the ball 87 times. But his teammates, it ain't pretty. Here's the report card. We're going to grade the coach first because, Pat, you have us confused. And by us, I'm including some of your players. Peyton Hillis, 10 carries. Evan Moore, 1 catch. Armon Smith on 4th and 1. You know who the playmakers are. Please leave them on the field. The only one you're outsmarting is yourself. The coach takes home a D. One of those playmakers, Benjamin Watson. Okay, he got his reps, 6 catches and another touchdown, but that's the only time they found the end zone. 416 yards of offense and only 1 TD. We're giving the O a D. Turned out to be a record-setting day for Colt McCoy, but it's not the 61 passes people will remember. It's the one that was taken back 97 to the house. Of course, McCoy also didn't have a lot of help. Too many drops, too many sacks. We're giving the QB a C-. Sheldon Brown's been under fire from fans, and yes, he gave up the touchdown late in the second quarter, but he was far from alone in this losing cause. Blown coverages, missed tackles. Who were these guys? Not the defense we witnessed in the first 3 games. They expect more, and so do we. I'm breaking out another D. Well, let's end on a high note because Phil Dawson is money. 40 miles per hour. Ha! He spit into the wind at both ends with a 48-yarder and a 51-yarder. You can't spell automatic without the A. All right, time for your takes. This guy's getting us back to Hillis. Chins89GT tweets completely pissed about what they're doing to Hillis. He deserves better than that. But again, he had 27 carries 2 weeks ago. It's going to go back and forth, I think, in this offense. Goalie 522 tweets, McCoy throwing 61 times will not win games. Listen, Pat Shermer will admit that. He's a former offensive lineman. You got their takes. Now I want yours. You can send them to me on Facebook or tweet them to TonyZ19. More problems for the Buckeyes. Just when you thought they'd be getting a boost, some much-needed help on offense, bam, they're handing down suspensions again. DeVere Posey and Boom Herron both thinking they're going to be reinstated this week after serving their 5-game suspensions for the tattoos. Instead, benched again for the Nebraska game. This time, employment issues, getting paid for summer jobs that they didn't actually work. Marcus Hall also suspended. It's time to show Posey and Herron the door. In the meantime, Gene Smith scrambling once again.
The NCAA has done a very thorough job of evaluating our systems, and our procedures, and our policies, and our structure on education, things of that nature. These failures are individual failures, failures of individual athletes, as you know, unfortunately, a previous coach, and a booster. So it's not a systemic failure of compliance.
What made Andy Roddick storm off during this press conference? Tell you what, I'll turn back up the volume and show you when we come back.
Now, live. This is the Serpentini Chevrolet Sports Report on 19 Action News.
I don't believe in curses. You can throw all the Madden covers you want at me. I still won't believe in curses. Besides, this is Cleveland. I mean, what does Cleveland know about? Scratch that. Seriously, though, enough is enough. Between the injuries and the illness and the inconsistency, it's been a brutal couple of months for Peyton Hillis. Even tough guys feel pain.
It gets tough because you are human. You do care what people think, especially people that you care about and people that care about you. But there's certain things that that happen behind the scenes that you can't explain.
Peyton did practice today, as did Mohamed Massaquoi. Massaquoi insisting he will definitely be out there on Sunday. I hope so. They need him, but they got to show me. I got the Texans. I hope I'm wrong. 21-10. Schwabe says Texans 24-6. Catherine Bosley, the only one going with the Browns, 21-17. Godfather says Texans by 17. Monsters trying to rally against the Houston Aeros at the Q tonight, down 2-0 in the second before Stephon Elliott puts them on the board. Not enough. Quinny's guys would fall 5-3. Thursday night, time for the Z Awards. Where's Richard Dawson when you need him? Love? If Chris Paul can play the feud,
his wallet,
then we can too. Top 3 players on the board. Who's gonna touch it last? Survey says
lost the ball. Little flip back the other way. Another flip.
Give me the best use of the forward pass. Survey says
tried to bring it back in and it slipped from his hand.
Name someone who does your family proud. Survey says
I'll do that one, Tony, didn't it?
most romantic thing to do while exchanging vows.
Abide in genuine love, remembering that God.
Survey says answer a text message. How'd you like to be that poor guy? Top person to hire as your wedding photographer. Survey says worst way to remind us of what we don't have. Survey says
one-handed catch by Anquan Baldwin, and he's ruled inbounds.
And number one way to impress your opponent. Survey says
Den där vänster då. Höger, förlåt, höger.
And as always, congratulations to all of our winners.
To the end zone! Touchdown! And Ohio State with the upset.
There you
So what was the text?
Don't meet me tonight.
Honest to God.
Wow. We'll be right back.
That poor man.